Madam President, to make it easier, I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Madam President, understanding that the consent agenda items are there to be voted on in one motion, and that there will be no discussion unless somebody wants to take them off of the agenda. Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Yep, we're all approved. We're ready for the first item.
We're ready for our regular agenda items.
Okay.
All right, the first item on our agenda is ordinance 239. The public hearing, so I'll open the public hearing and we will start with a staff presentation.
Madam President, Commissioners, Gary Enselman, Development Services Manager for the record. This is a public hearing for ordinance 239, and presentation will be both for the ordinance and the resolution 2271. At the end of the presentation, we will need two motions, one for each item. Our existing bridge policy was adopted in 1994. It's very limited. It simply references AASHTO design standards, the ITD bridge manual, and then we have a section on some specific wheel load distribution factors for precast structures. That's the entirety of our existing policy. With the proposed revisions, we are looking to codify our current design requirements that we've developed over the past several years. I would like to state, though, that bridges over the Boise River, they do have to go through a more stringent permitting process with the regulatory agencies. In addition, we will have a more detailed design and public involvement process, such as the Linder Road Corridor Concept Study currently underway. So the intent of the policy before you is the very technical design standards for the structures themselves of the 99% of the other bridges that we do. We accept a dozen or more structures every year into our system, mainly through development of new subdivisions. So staff has assembled bridge and culvert standards from approved designs over the past several years. We've identified inspection and requirements and constructability issues that we felt needed to be addressed to help better enforce these standards. And the proposed policy simply updates the policy manual to reflect the current practices and standards that we've been following the past several years. Resolution 2271 will create a new section 3006 entitled A Bridge Design Guide. It includes design submittal requirements and standard drawings to assist the bridge design engineers. These are standard drawings of routine issues that have cropped up through the years that we found very helpful to have a standard drawing to for the bridge engineers to reference in their designs. So with that, the staff recommendation is to adopt ordinance 239 as presented. Sorry, there were no recommended additions. That was a typo. And adoption of the ordinance does require a supermajority vote of the commission, so it does need 4 votes. And then we'll need a separate motion for resolution 2271. So I stand for any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there questions from the commission?
My only question, Gary, is what the process when this was raised, in December, at the December meeting, November meeting, when this was first brought to us. if there's been any adjustments since then. I didn't go back and look and compare.
Madam President, Commissioner Hanson, the Boise River Enhancement Network did provide us some written comments. They pointed out a few items that we thought we had addressed and did not. So we did make a change to
Okay.
specify in the culvert policy that we do not allow multiple barrel systems, which has always been our standard, and it got lost in some of the modifications, so we appreciated that and pointing that out. So that's the major change that was made between November and today.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions?
Good.
Okay, we do have a couple of people who've signed up with regard to this item. Liz Paul, did you want to make some comments? The next one is like Adam.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, come on up and state your name and address for the record, please.
There's Adam Bass. Okay. Thanks. Madam President and Commissioners, thank you for providing the time and effort to allow comment on the ACHD Bridge and Culvert Policy. Okay. Adam Bass, 168 East Elwood Lane, Boise, Idaho, 83706. So, Madam President and Commissioners, I want to thank you for providing the time and effort to allow comment on the ACHD Bridge and Culvert Policy. The Boise River Enhancement Network provides a perspective on bridges and culverts with a riparian lens. Coordination and comment exchanges between the district and Bren were beneficial to align the perspectives of transportation and riparian subjects. We hope the district benefited as much as Bren has through the process. Bren is a network of people that live, work, and play in the Boise River watershed, dedicated to promoting the ecological enhancement of the river. This network of people consists of biologists, hydrologists, geologists, engineers, community organizers, and many other professional occupations. The comments exchange with ACHD brought understanding that a large majority of the bridges on the transportation network are over non-natural waterways, and the policy is needed to provide an encompassing guideline for maintenance, engineering, and planning. The private usage of these guidelines will be for developers to understand the ACHD bridge and culvert standards when proposing developments. ACHD has done a great job in its approach to evolve development practices. Thank you, Gary Inselman and Dennis, for the insight provided during this process. The process appears to have benefited ACHD with additional language to not allow multiple barrel culverts as a way for proposed developments to get around constructing a more costly bridge. Bren would like to reiterate the important need to properly assess the context of any crossing, as all crossings are different. Planning and allowing for proper low-lying ground adjacent to the Boise River reduces channel confinement. Reducing channel confinement allows for the following: improved flood control, improved wetland riparian conditions, improved habitat, improved scour conditions, and improved water quality. The Boise River Enhancement Network looks forward to continue a relationship with the Ada County Highway District to aid in the fostering of sustained Boise River quality in the years to come. The Boise River is a valuable resource and provides inspiration to many Treasure Valley residents to aid in its maintenance and well-being. Thank you again.
Okay, are there questions?
I just want to thank you, Adam, and I'd like to thank the staff for taking a pause and communicating back and forth. You know, we're looking at this from a engineering and transportation standpoint, and yet it does interface with probably one of the most valuable assets in our community, the natural waterways. And I really appreciate you taking that time, both staff and the network. It's not fun going through detailed ordinances, but literally that's where the rubber hits the road.
So just to clarify, your group is now satisfied with the changes that were made to the policy, and you're supportive of the current draft? Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else who would like to address this item? Seeing no one, are there any other questions or comments from the commission? Staff? Nope, so I'll close the public hearing. I guess we're ready for a motion.
Madam President, I would move that we adopt ordinance number 239, the Bridge and Culvert Design Standards.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion passes 4-0. All right, and then we need a motion on resolution 2271 as well.
Madam President, resolution number 2271, the Bridge Design Guide.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion passes. All right, that brings us to the end of the regular agenda items. The only remaining item is public communications. Is there anyone who would like to address the commission today? Seeing no volunteers, we are adjourned. Thank you for being here.